Hey everybody, Rob Gauthier, the ET Whisperer. I hope everyone's doing well. I've got this really amazing channeling that was actually just done on Patreon. The question that they had was inner earth beings and more advanced inner earth beings that communicate. That was the topic that was chosen. It was actually suggested by one person, and we put all the suggestions on a vote. And that's what Patreon voted for. And this part isn't the whole channeling. The whole channeling was over an hour. I think this is about 12 minutes or so of channeling where this being first introduced themselves. And then they ended up taking questions from William and the audience who was there with us live during that Patreon. So it was a really amazing thing. After listening to the whole thing, it's actually amazing all the way through. But we wanted to share this as the Galactic channeling because I haven't had much chance to do that. As some of you guys know, I was meant to go to the Conscious Life Expo. Something had come up inside the family where I couldn't, and then my son had a health problem which made it perfect that I didn't go. If I would have went, he might have had a bad turn and possibly even death with his medical issues. So, the universe works as it should. I also wanted to let everyone know that the Sedona Ascension Retreat is actually being live streamed. So anyone who wants to get a ticket who can't make it to Sedona next month, March 8th, 9th, and 10th. Daryl Anka's going to be there, Wendy Kennedy, Sean Swanson, myself, Linda Moulton Howe, just a bunch of really amazing presenters. If you want to know more about it, go to my website and click on the poster that says Sedona Ascension Retreat. It'll take you to the website. And if you use discount code ET Whisperer 10, all one word. It's not case sensitive. You can spell all caps, all small, every other. Knock yourself out. ET Whisperer 10. It will get you 10% off that ticket. And the live stream is going to be in the main building all 3 days. So whoever's presenting in the main building, that's what you'll be able to see for the 3 days. Not the workshops or the journeys or any of that. But it will be something amazing. And I didn't realize they were live streaming it until just recently. So that's why I wanted to add that to this video. I hope you guys enjoy this amazing channeling. I really appreciate the love and support, and thank all of you guys for doing the likes, the subscribes, the comments. You're helping the algorithm gods treat us much fairer than we've been treated, probably since I started this YouTube channel back in 2010. So thank all of you guys for being so awesome. I really love all of you guys. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week in the Galactic channeling on the other side.
We will give you some background. We are a hybridized race of beings. One of our parents inside of the hybridization process, humans know through contact multiple thousands of years. These beings are the Pleiadian race of planet Kanata, and these beings are very similar to your physical form. And the other hybrid part of our parent races are not a race of beings that you wouldn't know. But if you looked at the Sagittarius constellation, their home system of stars would be within that region of your night sky. So this is our parentage. And we have existed here, this pod specifically, for over 300 years of Earth time. But the specific pod that came before and told us that we could move, the secondary pod and group, came almost 900 years earlier in the history of Earth. So we have been around humans long enough to observe them. Our parenting race has told us a great deal about humans, and we came to help assist humans. Now, living in Earth is not fully accurate. Yes, we do have our own dwellings below the surface of Earth, but we also live mostly in our ships, and we use the oceans to go underneath in order to access the underground realms that are closest to the openings, and these openings would be simple underwater caves to you, and that leads into a produced entrance that our race has done. This is several hundred, over 378 kilometers west and south of the Australian continental plates, and this is the region where the entrance is near. Now, this information isn't in danger of exposing our location, because even with your submarine technologies, even with human radar technologies, you can see openings underneath the Earth, but the level of depth that we have acquired below that area of the surface is quite deep. And this brings us our own dwellings when we do exist on Earth. The reason only for our existence is to help humans with vibration and to help humans with knowledge. We have sent so much of our information to humans who have psychic ability. Some of them have no identity with who we are. Some of the humans that we spoke to have some idea that we are close to Earth or are near Earth or are on Earth, but don't know the details. Only 7 different human beings are actually aware of our presence and communicating with us, and only one of them communicates the information publicly, but doesn't share the identity of us. And this being is a native English and Japanese speaking human, and this being shares this information in both English and Japanese. So now, with very little representation, we came with this being of Aridif who has had more exposure to the human collective in order to share some insights on human behavior and insights on human consciousness. The first thing that we see and the first thing that we have the most interest in is helping humans acquire more common sense love, because love doesn't appear to be a common sense mechanism for human brains or human emotions. We want to teach you how to more easily get into a state of love, even though we understand the way that humans think about love. Love is only respect, admiration, and heart connection. It is not more than that, and it is definitely not less than that. So it is important for humans to recognize respect, admiration, heart connection, and these 3 pillars are the only things that you need to give a common sense form. But why it doesn't appear to be common sense to humans? Humans tend to rely more on reactive emotions, emotions where something happens and then their emotions are used as a way to help react to the situation. So, common sense love and common sense emotionality are simple practices of being in that state of being loving and being receptive and being respectful and being appreciative all of the time. Practicing to do that when you are angered at another human, when you hate another human. Practice trying to accept, respect, and when you can practice when the worst feelings happen, this will give you a master key. And that master key opens your possibility to use these things all of the time, in every circumstance and in every situation. Another aspect of what we see with humans is that humans hold an amount of fear that is not healthy for them. Right now, humans are fixated on multiple things happening around the earth, and humans are in worry or fear that either money and food will not be abundant enough, or that fighting and war will kill all the humans on earth. And both of these things are something that earth can do and something that can happen to earth. But the more that humans fixate on those things, the more that the humans create a thought pattern that brings more of that energy to the earth, the more likely that these things could happen. Right now, you are at a lower chance of both of those things happening, or even one of those things happening, than you are for both of those things not happening. But the more focus of that fear that happens, the more problems may happen from that. So it is an important conversation to have to help you releasing some of those fears. You can know and practically be aware that negative things can happen on Earth without engaging with those negative things. There is many circumstances where humans prepare their minds in a certain way that seems very negative, but actually holds some of your best tools to combat fear. And the mindset is, I will not worry about this subject, even if I may prepare for that subject. And once I am done preparing, my fear will be behind me, because I know that if this happens, I will be prepared and I will be done with concern. So even if that becomes only a ritual to rid yourself of need to think about it, then it is healthy. And once an energy that could come to you may or may not, the mindset of feeling safe is very important. The third aspect of earth energy that we will share before taking the questions is how to better connect yourself to the earth and to beings outside of earth. Right now, humans are in a phase of understanding that there are possibly more beings than just them. All of you are ahead of that understanding. All of you know that beings exist outside of Earth. So you have a very large starting process in front of many other humans. This gives you an edge in your growth, an edge inside of your understanding. So now that other humans are starting to understand, they can add a small percentage of their time and small percentage of their effort, start only concerning themselves with focusing on how to better connect to themselves. And after they practice this, then they can start understanding how better to connect with other humans. And after they become better at that, and if they are recognizing that other beings exist outside of Earth, they can focus on that. Some humans may need extra steps. Some humans may not recognize there are beings outside of Earth, or even beings that are on Earth that are not interacting with them. So their next step can be to start connecting and communicating and getting to know animals and plants and other groups of animals, even if they have to go through many species of animals in order to understand that something outside of them is worthy of that time to get to know, to understand, to feel love for. Then and only then will most humans who have no plan or understanding of other races outside of their physical experience or outside of their earth or inside their earth without communication can start being a picture, a possibility. Even if a fantasy to them, it will still be that small possibility. And by that time of working with themselves and with loved ones and with other humans and with other animals and multiple species of animals, they will have practiced enough of having a connection with something or someone that is so much different than them. That is where they can open to the communication with other beings and other races. Now I want to take your questions, sir.
In our Patreon who help support me have the free time to do the extra channeling here. If you're interested, go to ET Whisper Patreon, which is patreon.com/ET Whisper. $22 a month, you get access to 2 different channelings per month. One where everyone sends in ideas, we put it in a poll and vote for it. The second is a Q&A. Everyone sends in their questions and their desire of Aridif or Treb answering it, and then we ask the questions, and then we go through them randomly, and whoever's questions get picked goes there. So if you want to be a part of that to get access to that extra stuff, and you want to help support us get more content out on YouTube, the link is in the description. Love you guys. Thank you guys for your support, and I'll see you on the other side.